CJOB. Richard Cloutier with you. Good to have you with us this Wednesday afternoon. Tomorrow, a very important report comes out. It will be an evening that we will tell you about as the Manitoba Human Rights Commission releases its Right to Read report. Dyslexia. What is it? How is it diagnosed? How do you deal with it? Two guests join us here. Carrie Wood is a parent, teacher, dyslexia advocate. Laura Jones is here, parent of a dyslexic child. Thank you both for joining us. Laura, how old's your daughter?
She's 10 years old.
And the diagnosis, was it a struggle?
Yeah, it was a real struggle.
What is dyslexia? How do we kind of define it?
Yeah, so dyslexia is a specific learning disability in reading, and it's really a challenge in phonological processing and awareness.
What is phonological processing?
So it can be really hard for those kiddos to decode words. So to break apart the sounds in words and to be able to read them and put them together to read the words.
So we learn reading by, watching the mouth and, sounding things out.
That's a big part of it, yep.
And that is difficult, if not impossible, to do for young dyslexics?
For dyslexic children, it's the way they process the print on the page. So when they're looking at words on a page, it's then what their brain does to process that that causes the challenge for them in being able to read.
And I would say something that we've learned is that it is not impossible, and with proper instruction early on and consistently, that it's absolutely possible to learn how to read with dyslexia, definitely.
But the frustration is identifying and getting that diagnosis, isn't it?
Yeah, getting a diagnosis is really important for understanding what's going on with your language processing, but then also it's support that's needed after you get a diagnosis. And
how does one get a diagnosis? Obviously, doctors, clinicians, teachers, educators, that can cost time and money.
Yeah, it does. And what I've noticed, unfortunately, is that a lot of families who are able to get diagnoses, I don't know the actual correct term, diagnoses, we'll go with that, have had to go and do so privately because the school systems are overwhelmed in terms of linking people up with that assessment through the school. So myself and a number of people that I've met on this journey have done so privately so that we can try and get our kids the support that they need. And it costs over $3,000.
And in some cases, $3,000 that people don't have.
Yeah.
So what's the expectation then of this Right to Read report by Manitoba Human Rights Commission? They have weighed in on this in a tangible way here. And I reckon that this is really about, for everyone, you have that right to the education and the support so that you can read.
Absolutely. I think we can expect that the Human Rights Report for Manitoba will follow what the Ontario Human Rights Commission report said, as well as the Saskatchewan Human Rights Report said.
Which is?
And one of the big things would be early universal screening. So it doesn't necessarily, or it doesn't diagnose a child with dyslexia, but it picks up early reading difficulties, whether you have dyslexia or maybe there's something else going on for you. And doing that early universal screening right from kindergarten can help catch those kids who are having reading difficulties before they even notice. And that way we can provide them the intervention right away. And then it becomes more almost like preventative care. And that's why that early universal screening is so important instead of the wait to fail model, which my son is also dyslexic. And we had the wait to fail model, unfortunately.
Wait to fail, what do you mean?
That means we hope they'll grow out of their reading difficulties. We think, well, with time, maybe it'll get better.
And did it?
No. Or if I just found him the right book that brought him enough joy that he would then love reading enough that he would be able to decode the words off the page. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. You really need explicit systematic phonics instruction right from the get-go in kindergarten.
How's he doing now?
He's doing great. He's happy. But he hops online for tutoring every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, before school, because we're trying to play catch up now, and it's a lot harder after grade 3.
So you are 2 parents, but how widespread is dyslexia? Do we know?
So I believe Dyslexia Canada reports that 10 to 20% of the population has dyslexia. So that's a really big number, but I think what's even more shocking is that apparently about 40% of people who are work age, 16 to 65, don't have adequate literacy to be able to really fully participate in our knowledge-based economy and society. So it's not just dyslexic kids who are missing out when it comes to reading instruction.
It's adults, and those gaps need to be addressed through adult education in so many ways. We've seen a recent report on that and how that can kind of fill those gaps. So the expectation tomorrow, this is a very big report tomorrow and a public event. Tell us about what goes on tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, it's really exciting. So the Human Rights Commission has announced that they'll be releasing the first phase of their report called Supporting the Right to Read in Manitoba, the ABCs of Realizing the Right to Read, phase 1 report. And so I'm predicting that in that report, we're going to learn a little bit about curriculum and instructional approaches that we should be using and that maybe have been lacking. I know for myself, I was an English major in university, and I wasn't taught in university how to teach kids how to read. I think that's a problem, and so I hope that that's one of the things that will be addressed in that report.
And there's an event at the Société de Franco-Manitoba tomorrow night?
That's right, tomorrow at 6:30. Doors open at 6. The tickets are free. There's going to be stakeholders there from superintendents, MLAs, Dyslexia Canada. It'll be a really great event, and yeah, I'm hopeful.
How's your child doing?
She's doing great, and like Carrie, my child gets private tutoring daily before school to try and close those gaps that we weren't able to work on earlier, and so her confidence has turned around completely. She's learning, she's growing, she's doing fantastic, and I just want for other kids and other families to have that opportunity to give their kids a strong foundation and to give them that confidence at a young age.
Laura Jones and Carrie Wood, thank you both for joining us, and thank you for doing what you do on behalf of the community. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.